This lesson is on verbs. So when you think about verbs, you probably think about them as action words, words that explain what people or things do. Now this is a good place to start from when we're talking about verbs. So for this introductory video, we'll start from there. We'll talk about how verbs are action words. Now before I continue, please keep in mind that there is more to learn. So in video 9, I will be talking about an important linking verb, and I'll explain what linking verbs are in that video. I'll talk about the verb to be. I will also share with you an irregular verb, the verb to go, in video 10. Then in video number 11, we will talk more about verb tenses. And for anybody out there who already knows about verb tenses, keep in mind that for this video series, I'm just talking about the simple present tense, the simple past tense, and the simple future tense. There's a lot more tenses for the English language than that, but we're just focusing on those three. Okay, so when we talk about action verbs, probably the first type of action that you think about is a physical action, things that you can actually do. So you could skate, you could sleep, you could fight, you could swim, or you could go somewhere. Now, just to give you a little bit of an idea of the different verb tenses, I do have some different tenses here. So if we look at my first example, skate, you can see that that's in the present tense, right? Somebody could skate, and that would be happening now, or it would be something that they do all the time. Whereas with the past tense, with this verb here, slept, I slept for a long time, that's something that happened sometime in the past. Then we also have the future tense, will fight. I will fight to win, for example. I will fight to win. So that's something that you will do in the future. And another past tense that not everyone remembers is swam. So maybe you swim now, but in the past you would say that you swam. And then we have will go here at the bottom. Right. So we will have another video talking just about that verb. So those are physical action verbs that we just talked about. And you can also have mental action verbs. And mental actions are things that you cannot physically do. It's things that you're thinking of. So we've got mental action verbs here. We've got thought or think, right? Thought is in the past tense, so you could think about something. You could enjoy something, or here it's in the future tense, you will enjoy something. Or you could love something, or in the past, maybe you loved something. You could consider something. Consider is just another word for think about, okay? You could consider something. Or maybe you regretted something, or right now you regret something, right? Either you regretted something in the past, or you regret something now, or maybe you will regret something in the future. So all of these mental action verbs they're kind of like thoughts, right? They're things that you think about rather than actions that you can actually physically do. So let's look at some examples of sentences with these different verbs. Let's look at the first example here. He skates all winter, so he will enjoy the cold weather. He skates all winter, so he will enjoy the cold weather. So this first sentence explains what he always likes doing, and it also explains what he will enjoy doing in the near future. I like to share examples that show different possibilities. So look at the second sentence. She loved the water, so she swam early every morning. So this second sentence explains what she used to love doing and what she did in the past. So whether we're using loved or swam, we're talking about things that happened in the past. And loved is a mental action, and swam is a physical action. Last example. Let's consider who will go on the trip to Florida. Let's consider who will go on the trip to Florida. So if you look at the first word, let's, that's a contraction. It's called a contraction. It stands for let us. So instead of saying let's consider, you could say let us consider. So this third sentence explains what someone is asking another person or other people to do. It's kind of like giving an order, but I guess it's more like instructions, right? You imagine that you're in a room and you're having a meeting, maybe with one other person, or it could be several other people, and you're talking about what you would like everyone to think about. So the person wants this topic, right? This topic about who's going on this trip to Florida, wants this to be thought about now. And then the trip might happen in the future. Okay, so those are all of my example sentences using these different verbs that I talked about. I hope this introductory video on verbs was useful, and check out my next 3 videos for more information.